Hey Gemini, welcome back to my channel. We will pick out 4 cards and see what's happening in matters of love and of course what cards are coming up for you during this time. Just a reminder, I do have a sale and private reading, so if you're interested in organizing one with me, you will find all the details below, such as prices, services, as well as turnaround time. Otherwise, let's jump into the reading and see what's coming up for Gemini in regards to love. Gemini, 4 cards for you. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, Gemini, you possibly have the sign of Pisces or Cancer coming up around you strongly because you do have the Chariot card, as you can see. Okay, we've got the crab, which is ruled, which is represented by the sign of Cancer. And then you have this Pisces influence with all the fishes here with the 6 of Cups. Now, the 6 of Cups is often seen as the past. So for some of you, Geminis, the past is coming back in around you this week. For some, it could be like a past, an ex, someone from the past, someone that you almost had a relationship with, but for some reason it didn't work out. It's almost like you never got your happy ending, because the 4 of Wands can be seen as sort of like sailing into the sunset, galloping into the sunset. It could be around a fire sign, Aries, Sag, Leo, but it is reversed, Gemini. So something that didn't work out in the past, it's almost like the universe might give you an opportunity for you to revisit past flames or revisit old loves, okay, revisit an old relationship somehow. If that is the case, I feel like you'll have a lot more of an emotional bond than you may have had before, because the Chariot card promises great things. So for some of you, if this is someone coming back from your past that you were once attached to, you can see her. She almost looks like this warrior maiden here, and she progresses forward. And there's a lot of, it's like they almost like gallop into the deep sea. So there's depth to this connection where perhaps there wasn't before. Suddenly I feel like there's deep feelings developing here, very strongly for you. Now, the 6 of Swords is also a card of progression. Interestingly, though, it's a card of leaving behind the darkness, leaving behind toxic behaviors and tendencies. This is you as the Swords coming up, Gemini, but you are coming up reversed, meaning some of you might not be very welcome. I think the thought of this person gets you excited, but I think your view of this person hasn't changed, because Swords is mentality and communication. So it's almost like you're revisiting a past relationship or a past person. They may have changed, Gemini, but not much has changed on your end. And as a result, I feel like you'll constantly be either viewing them as who they were in the past, especially if they did something here that, you know, you're just going to stick by your guns here, going to think about them in a certain way. You're not going to let them, so who this person is, who you're picturing them is, hasn't changed much. Your opinion is not going to change for some reason. I think it's possible for things to grow and develop between the both of you, emotionally speaking. This could show a very strong attachment on both ends, but I feel like there's something that you'll continue to do, or you haven't left behind the darkness of this person somehow. Addictions, toxic behavior, the bad things they did to you. You're really holding it against them, but I think whether or not you end up with them, I still feel like there's some sort of visitation. So it could be like the return of an old flame, revisiting an old relationship. It could even be a marriage. 4 of Wands is often seen as the marriage card, but this is reversed. And it's almost like they're going to look like they're clashing here. You know, these creatures, these unicorn creatures are clashing. These ones are upside down, and, you know, these ones aren't really looking where they're going. So I'm wondering, there may be a clash here. Now, if this isn't with an ex person, it could indicate that there's a lesson to be learnt. The child is often present and lives in the moment, void of sort of abstract thought and theory of mind. And when I say that, I mean that in the week, during this week, you could be so immersed in what you're experiencing, so involved in the moment, you're not thinking clearly, you're not thinking ahead, Gemini, and as a result, you might clash with someone here. And the child could maintain innocence. The child can also be there's a lesson to be learned from some sort of argument or clash maybe that may occur around you during this upcoming week. But for the most part, Six of Cups is quite a nostalgic energy. Pisces is quite an intuitive sign. It is a water sign, just like Cancer. And I feel like you might get like some sort of intuitive message before this person shows up in your life, gems. Could be a hunch. It could be a dream. Maybe you will see something that reminds you of this person. There could be some sort of intuitive link before they show up in the physical, I think. And a part of you is going to want to emotionally protect yourself, but I still feel like the Six of Swords can show like unhealthy thoughts. Why? Because the dark ravens are sitting on top when we look at the card here. And this could show that what dominates your thoughts is either the bad memories. I think you want, you're most certainly revisiting the good, but the bad, I feel, is taking over. And you do have 2 sixes here. 6 is a very intuitive number. So it would indicate you need to listen to your intuition about this person, about this relationship, or whatever it is that they're communicating to you when they return. So your intuition is heightened. Cancer is also quite an empathetic sign here as well. With the Chariot, you have creatures of longevity, the turtles. But for some reason, the happily ever after, 4 of Wands, it's that notion of sailing into the sunset looks very far-fetched. And perhaps maybe the way you saw them when you had a previous connection or relationship is very much different to what you will experience maybe in the upcoming week. And you will see that contrast, perhaps. But that doesn't mean you won't entertain the thought of another relationship with them. She's having her tea party. She's a bit in like a fantasy land here. So I don't know if this is even like a fantasy. Maybe you've been fantasizing about them, or you may be in this week. It could also be them. They may even confess that they have been fantasizing about you. So I would say, she's got her tea party here. Look at that. It's fantasy land, the toys, the characters. It's very whimsical. It's very make-believe. But it could be that an ex is fantasizing about you, fantasizing about reuniting, reaching out, having an emotional connection again. So it'll be interesting to see if that does end up happening here for you. Gems, I'll leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. I do hope you have a wonderful week ahead.